Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we are going to continue our coverage of the civil war taking place inside of the former state of Ethiopia. Now, there has been a large amount of requests for additional information about what is happening in the former state of Ethiopia. We continue to see the Amhara region rebel against the central government of Abiy Ahmed. The lead agitators in the Amhara region in terms of fighting the forces of Abiy Ahmed, the Abiy loyalist forces, as I prefer to call them, are not very well equipped. They are the Fano organization. Again, not very well equipped, and more importantly, and I believe this was one of the key factors in the resolution of the conflict in Tigray, is the fact that Abiy Ahmed controls one important asset, and that's resources and money. And just as what occurred in the Tigray region, I believe it was not so much a military defeat. I do not believe the Tigrayan Defense Forces were defeated militarily. I believe that in meetings in South Africa, that essentially the Abiy loyalist forces were able to use purchasing power with the support of Western nation states to essentially, again, buy off certain elements of forces opposing Abiy Ahmed. Now, with the fighting going on in the Amhara region, while the Fano organization has the ability to amass large amounts of fighters, largely armed with very light weapon systems, at the end of the day, the Abiy loyalist forces have the capability to deploy a rudimentary air force, drones, and also mercenaries that have the ability to operate some very high-tech resources. At the same time, even the Abiy loyalist forces can operate many of those systems themselves. But again, the ultimate outcome in this continued fight, again, is going to be who has the ability to come up with the cash. And unfortunately, the Abiy loyalist forces control the cash. They control the resources, and thus are going to bring an immense amount of pressure upon Fano, both militarily, but also economically as well. How is that going to look? Well, if you are a Fano leader, if you are a general, a colonel, then you are going to be tempted with large amounts of cash to defect to the government side. This is the way the Abiy loyalist forces have operated throughout the internal strife that is engulfing the country. He who controls the cash controls the fate of the former state of Ethiopia. Now, additionally, we're seeing a turmoil in Niger as well. It's very interesting to see what's going to happen here. We have ECOWAS. It has declared that it could launch a military operation against the rebel junta in Niamey. Now, that could include French forces. There are French forces operating in the capital. They are there. They are confined to a military base in the capital. Now, are the French going to launch a military operation to overthrow these military forces that have taken over the country. Difficult to say. Possible, but unlikely. At the same time, it's going to be very challenging for forces such as the Nigerian army to conduct an operation into the capital of Niger. Again, very, very difficult for the Nigerian forces and other ECOWAS forces to cross into Niger. Again, the terrain is incredibly inhospitable, very difficult to circumnavigate, and at the end of the day, it's probably going to be some sort of airborne operation that would have to occur. The Nigerian army, in terms of conducting large airborne operations into the capital of Niamey, would challenge the capabilities of the Nigerian military, and thus it circles back around to French capability. The French have that capability, and now could they support the Nigerian army? Could they support other factions within ECOWAS to launch a military operation into Niamey? Possibly, but I would say at this point it's going to be very difficult and quite possibly very costly for ECOWAS or other foreign militaries to get entangled in Niger at this point. But who's to say? We will continue to watch this obviously very closely and continue to bring you more information. Thank you for joining us. More to come as always. Have a good day.